Welcome to Hollywood Secrets. Today, we're uncovering the lost legends of old Hollywood. The villains who once captivated audiences with their unforgettable, menacing roles, but have since faded into the shadows. From sinister scientists to smooth-talking con artists, these stars helped create some of the most iconic moments in early cinema, redefining what it meant to be a villain. Their performances shaped the film industry and influenced generations of actors, yet their names have been nearly forgotten. So, let's revisit these hauntingly good villains and the lasting impact they left on Hollywood. Edward Bromberg. Edward Bromberg was known for adding depth and complexity to his villainous roles, as seen in films like The Mark of Zorro, 1940, and The Son of Monte Cristo, 1940. Bromberg's villains were often characters with a past, who bore both anger and sorrow. His performances captured an emotional vulnerability that made his villains more human, even if they were ultimately dangerous. Blacklisted during the McCarthy era, Bromberg's career was cut short. Yet his performances remain as rare glimpses of a villain who could be both menacing and sympathetic. Bromberg's work deserves far more recognition than it has received, as his portrayals of villainy were deeply ahead of their time. Constance Collier. Known for her strong screen presence, Constance Collier was a theater star who transitioned into film, specializing in domineering and sometimes cruel characters. Her role in Rope as a nosy professor added a layer of unsettling calm to the thriller, and she brought a fierce intelligence to her characters that made audiences simultaneously wary and captivated. Often typecast as a villainous or morally ambiguous figure, Collier brought depth to her roles, challenging viewers to question what lay beneath her stern exterior. Unfortunately, her talents were largely overlooked in favor of more famous contemporaries, and her legacy remains underappreciated. Von Stroheim. Nicknamed the man you love to hate, Erich von Stroheim was an Austrian-born actor and director whose intense and domineering roles made him a favorite villain in silent and early sound films. Known for his performances in Sunset Boulevard and The Grand Illusion, von Stroheim embodied the heartless aristocrat and cold-hearted military officer, bringing a chilling realism to each role. Despite being a gifted director as well, von Stroheim's obsession with perfection led to clashes with studios, ultimately impacting his career. His life was as turbulent as his on-screen persona, and though he influenced countless directors and actors, his name is not as widely recognized as his impact deserves. Gladus Cooper. With her icy elegance and razor-sharp wit, Gladus Cooper could command a scene with just a look. Known for her role as Bette Davis's unsympathetic mother in Now, Voyager, Cooper played numerous authority figures whose unfeeling facades hid deeply repressed emotions. Her villains were never one-dimensional. She had a rare ability to convey the complexity behind her characters' actions, adding layers to their cruelty. Though widely respected by her peers, Cooper's name is often overlooked in discussions about great classic villains. However, her roles as emotionally complex antagonists paved the way for more nuanced portrayals of female villains in cinema. Eduardo Celli. Italian-born Eduardo Celli brought an authentic, threatening presence to his roles as gangsters and criminals in films like Gunga Din and Mark of Zorro. His deep voice and piercing gaze gave his characters an air of danger and unpredictability, and he was especially known for bringing a raw, visceral energy to every scene. Celli was so convincing that his real-life kind nature often surprised fans who expected him to be as menacing as his characters. Yet, despite his contributions to the villain archetype in Hollywood, Celli's name has largely been forgotten outside classic film circles, his legacy overshadowed by bigger stars. Elizabeth Russell. As a staple in Val Lewton's RKO horror films, Elizabeth Russell specialized in playing mysterious, often cursed characters that added an otherworldly atmosphere to every scene. In films like Cat People and The Seventh Victim, Russell's unsettling presence and almost ethereal look made her characters hauntingly memorable. Russell often portrayed characters tormented by secrets or possessed by supernatural forces, blending vulnerability with a sense of lurking danger. While her contributions to psychological horror were invaluable, she never achieved the fame of her co-stars and faded into obscurity, leaving her work appreciated primarily by horror aficionados. Douglas Dumbell. Best known for his role as a villainous banker in Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Douglas Dumbell had an air of authority that made him a natural fit for corrupt, calculating antagonists. His characters were often ruthless businessmen or political figures who were as charismatic as they were corrupt. Dumbell's ability to make villainy feel civilized and cunning paved the way for more sophisticated portrayals of antagonists, yet his name never achieved lasting fame. Though he left behind a significant body of work, Dumbell's career is often overlooked, overshadowed by more notorious villains of his era. Gail Gordon. Though better known for his television work in shows like I Love Lucy, Gail Gordon's early film career featured several memorable villainous roles, often playing the role of a pompous or deceitful authority figure. His keen comedic timing and stern demeanor made him a standout in the likable villain category, bringing humor and lightness to otherwise ruthless characters. Gordon had the unique ability to make audiences root for his villains, blending charm and cunning in a way that few could replicate. Yet his film work is largely forgotten today, with his television career overshadowing his contributions to old Hollywood's villain roster. Henry Brandon. A versatile actor with a knack for playing menacing and ethnically ambiguous characters, Henry Brandon's performances were often steeped in controversy, but undeniably impactful. Known for his role as Scar in The Searchers and as Silas Barnaby in Babes in Toyland, Brandon was a master of creating intimidating presences that could rival the lead heroes. His intense physicality and piercing gaze made his characters unforgettable, though his roles often reflected the era's problematic approach to casting. Despite his powerful performances, Brandon's name is largely forgotten, and his work remains a footnote in film history rather than a celebrated achievement. Hurt Hatfield. Forever remembered for his haunting role in The Picture of Dorian Gray, Hurt Hatfield brought an eerie, otherworldly quality to the character that is yet to be replicated. His portrayal of Dorian Gray's descent into corruption and evil left an indelible mark on audiences, but Hatfield's career afterward never achieved the same level of fame. Though he appeared in other films and TV series, Hatfield's defining role was also his curse, as he became typecast and eventually faded into relative obscurity. His chilling performance in Dorian Gray remains his legacy, but his contributions to Hollywood villainy deserve wider recognition. These old Hollywood villains may have fallen into obscurity, but their contributions to cinema are timeless. From creating iconic archetypes to redefining what it means to be a villain, these actors paved the way for modern interpretations of evil on screen. Hollywood Secrets hopes this journey into the past revives appreciation for these trailblazing stars, whose unforgettable characters continue to influence the craft of storytelling today. Thank you for joining us as we uncover the lost legends of old Hollywood villainy.